Temporary fluctuations elevate the being and give him the vision of the place he occupies at the moment. It is a skillful artifice of the presence of consciousness. Expanded consciousness expands perceptions like a hiccup. The counterpoint seeks to divert the being's attention. Lack of attention condemns the being. The attention and presence of the being committed to the work keep him firm in this state, making the state not only endure, but also strengthening the convictions of the being and all his tools, appropriating, adjusting, valuing, and activating, in the right place and time, each element available to the being. This is the concept of virtuosity in this treatise. Virtuosity is the first force that the being awakens on this path. The agents of the being need to be in perfect readiness on the journey. On one of the paths, the being awakens and nourishes a second force, identified and conceptualized as harmony. The virtuosity of the being in harmony and expansion invades and activates a third force, identified and conceptualized on this path, as beauty, encapsulated in directed love. The strengthening of the spiral whirlwind that forms increases and rises, piercing any density, awakening a fourth force of the being, identified and conceptualized as vitality, which also gives the being potentiality, virility, and fertility. This being is complete in gender and number. From this virtuous force, the vision of the center is full. The being proceeds inertially and reaches activation, almost an awakening, of the unique force of its own strength, or the agent of the force of all forces in action. The unstoppable volcanic flow then reaches the limit of justice which, upon awakening, pours its virtue over the entire compound, giving it perfect balance. From the center, the being awakens a seventh force, conceptualized on this path and in this treatise, as the harmlessness of a powerful reaper who has tamed intelligence and keeps it as a friendly virtue. The natural clarity of harmlessness, as the great virtue, makes it inevitable from here on to access the unstoppable flow of what is conceptualized and identified as unconditional love and full wisdom, which, when integrated, form the eighth virtue awakened by the flow in consciousness. Eternity and infinity become visible, and the being obtains, by induction on this path, the force of will and power, also integrated as a single virtue to complete it. The being reigns, finally, in truth, completeness, clarity, and certainty in that which is his only empire and from which he never left. Full consciousness.